Hey everybody out there, Shinian Kwaila, Happy New Year. I have been so happy to have a break off of work. It's Chinese New Year in China, which means that everybody has like 10 days off of work, and I finally got some time to relax. I went with my boyfriend on a reporting trip he was doing to a small town called Chuzhou, and we got to spend the New Year there, so I've just been really enjoying my time. And so I thought, since I'm feeling so relaxed and good and I feel like my creative energy is flowing, why not post another video to YouTube? So since it's the New Year in China, I've been thinking a lot about New Year's resolutions, and I've been looking at a lot of people's New Year's resolutions online. And one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people talk about expanding their education or getting another degree or traveling more. And that got me thinking that I should probably do a video about how I got to go to university here in China for completely free and how I got to travel a lot while I was doing that university program. So a little tidbit about me, I got my master's in legal studies from Peking University in Beijing, and I got it for completely free. I loved my time at Peking University. While I was there, I got to travel all around the world. I got to meet students from all around the world, and I got a really good education, and I didn't have to pay anything for it, which was awesome. I think that this seems a little too good to be true, but honestly it's not. It's just about knowing where to get the information. And one thing that I want to do with my YouTube channel is give more people information about things they didn't know before. So today's video is going to be all about how and where you can find these scholarships for free programs to study in China. I think a lot of people are really interested in getting into China, but they don't know where to start. I think doing a degree program is a really good way to get started here, because if a lot of you don't know, being and getting into China isn't just about being here, it's also about making good connections, and being in a good university or in a good degree program helps you get a lot of connections that you can use later to get a good job or to do business here. And then also, when you become a student here in China, you get a student visa, and the student visa is one of the best visas to have because it allows you to stay in the country without having to exit every 3 or 6 months, which you often have to do on a tourist visa, and you are allowed relatively free movement. And then also, if you get a degree from a Chinese university, it makes it even easier to get a job here once you graduate in certain industries. So I highly recommend getting a degree in China if you're interested in getting into China stuff in the future. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's talk about the different degree programs that are available for people to study here in China. The first is called the Boren Scholarship, and this is specific to people that live in the US. If you are an undergraduate in US university right now, you can apply for the Boren Scholarship to do things like study abroad in China or do a language program or even study in China for 6 to 12 months. And the Boren Scholarship is paid at either 6,000 US dollars, 8,000 US dollars, or 20,000 US dollars. And the 20,000 US dollar scholarship is for 6 to 12 months. I applied for the Boren Scholarship when I was an undergrad to do a summer study language program in China, and ended up not doing it because I ended up getting a job in China that summer, so I didn't need the scholarship funds, but I was going to do it. The only thing that I would caution against for the Boren Scholarship is that if you receive the Boren Scholarship, there is a service requirement where you have to work for the federal government after you graduate from university. And that can be good for some people who want to work in like security and are already interested in working in the federal government. But if you don't want to work for the federal government, I do not recommend applying for the Boren Scholarship, because that is one of the requirements if you decide to take it. After you graduate, you do have to work for the federal government. And you can check out the Boren Scholarship website. I'll put all of the websites with all of this information in or below in my YouTube video so that you guys can go visit them afterward. The next scholarship is one of the most popular for people studying in China, and it's called the China Government Scholarship. I would say that about 80% of foreigners that are studying in China are on the China Government Scholarship, and I think the China Government Scholarship is great. It's for people from all around the world. You can be from almost any country and receive it, and there are over 300 and something schools in China that accept the China Government Scholarship. If you go on the China Government Scholarship website, you can see all of the universities that accept the scholarship. The one thing to know about the China Government Scholarship, though, is that the application process can be kind of rigorous. There's a lot of steps that you have to take, but it's really worth it for the free education that you're getting. Another thing that I'll say about the China Government Scholarship is it's available for both if you want to study as an undergrad in China or if you want to study as a master's student in China. I've met so many students in China that are on this. I've met students from Nigeria, Kenya, Germany that are doing their entire education in China on the China Government Scholarship. I definitely recommend it. Take a look at the website and take a look at the schools and degree programs that are offered. Just so you know, there's a ton of different degree programs offered for the China Government Scholarship, but some of the most popular programs that people undertake involve STEM. So if you're interested in STEM, this scholarship might be especially appealing to you. You don't have to know how to speak Chinese for over 90% of the universities that are on the China government scholarship list. So don't worry about speaking Chinese. Even though speaking Chinese will probably be helpful if you're going to a university in China, it's not completely necessary. So take a look at the website, even if you have no knowledge or background in Chinese. The next scholarship that is available for people who want to study in China is the Yenqing Academy or the Schwartzman program. I did one of the two programs for my master's degree and I loved it. Both Yenqing and Schwartzman are fully sponsored scholarships. That means that you don't have to pay any money. They pay for your plane ticket to China and your plane ticket from China. You get free room and board. Yenqing offers a monthly stipend to its scholars. Schwartzman offers a stipend in one lump sum for the entire year. Both programs are really good if you're somebody who's interested in China and wants to do a master's here, but doesn't really know a lot about China, but is interested in some way or has some involvement or has done some research about China in the past. There are people from all backgrounds in both of the programs. They accept applications for people from all over the world. And both programs are really good if you want to meet different people from different countries. They are both really competitive and kind of hard to get into, but if you're motivated and you're interested, take a look at both of their websites and see. A great thing about both of these scholarship programs is that neither of them require a GRE. That was one thing that I was really concerned about when applying for my master's. I was like, I really don't want to take the GRE. I really don't want to take the GRE. And both of these programs do not require that you take the GRE. You just apply and you have your recommendations and your grades. I think that they have an age limit to who they accept. I think that they don't accept people over the age of like 27 or something like that, but double check that just to make sure because they might have changed their rules recently. If you're wondering about the difference between Yenqing and Schwartzman, Yenqing is at Peking University and Schwartzman is at Tsinghua University. Tsinghua is more of the tech university while Beida is more of the literature and arts university. So you can choose between the two and see which one you're most interested in. And if you have any questions about the difference between the two programs, feel free to let me know in the comments. The last thing that I want to talk about is not really about a specific program, but I do want to talk about thinking about getting your undergraduate degree here in China. I went to a good university in the US and I loved my university. I'm really happy with the education that I got there. But if I had known more, I would have definitely elected to do my undergraduate study here in China. I know some people are doing it now and it's awesome. If you choose to do your undergraduate study here in China as a completely enrolled undergraduate student without any program, you do have to know how to speak some Chinese and you have to pass the HSK, which is the test for Chinese language that a lot of people take in China. I think you need at least an HSK level 6. And then you also have to do a sort of entry examination for foreigners that are interested in going to school in a Chinese university. It takes a little bit more effort, but if you're watching this video right now and you're somebody who's in high school that already knows how to speak a little Chinese, I would really suggest considering getting your undergraduate degree in China. Not only are you going to be improving your Chinese language skills in your Chinese language classes, you're also going to be making connections here. And then when you get out of undergrad, you have the potential for all of these really cool jobs. If I could go back in time, I wish that I had started my time in China earlier. I wish I had been able to come here when I was 17. So if you're out here and you're already a Chinese speaker that's relatively young, like 17 or 18, consider applying to get your undergraduate degree in China, and you can use the Chinese government scholarship to help fund your study here. It's a really cool idea, and if you have any more questions about that, feel free to ask me in the comments. Okay, everybody, that's all I have today for getting a degree in China for free. As usual, if you have any questions, ask me in the comments, send me an email, feel free to talk to me. I hope this was beneficial and provided you with some new knowledge. Please click the like and subscribe button if you want to hear more tips and tidbits about living in China from me. If you didn't like the video, please like it anyway because it can't hurt you and it costs you nothing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.